What I'm reading to you is a post I put on my website a little over a year ago. Here goes. Cinderella. The phrase, a dog's life, isn't always a bad deal. That is, if it happens to be the dog taken care of by my wife, Carolyn. The phrase, you lucky dog, is much more appropriate. You see, it happened like this. I got a job with IBM in Poughkeepsie, New York. At first, the only place we could afford to live was in a trailer park in Hyde Park. The accommodations weren't exactly what you would call first class. We didn't live there very long. It seemed longer. Oh yes, before I forget, the newspaper picture was taken after we had moved into an apartment in Poughkeepsie, and it was taken a couple or 50 years ago. Anyway, back to the dog. When we were in Hyde Park, we went to the pound and got a puppy. We called the dog Cindy, but Carolyn had named her Cinderella, which was appropriate because she went from the pound to the palace. That is to say, once with us, Cinderella was living in tall cotton. Something funny did happen when we took Cindy to the vet to have her spayed. After the deed was done, Carolyn said to the vet, "Does she have an incision I have to watch?" He smiled and replied, "She has an incision, but you don't have to watch it." A vet with a sense of humor. I like that. Cindy was a good little dog and very gentle, which worked right well since I had 2 young daughters. She wasn't real big, and I think she must have been part Labrador. Cinderella quickly became a member of the family. That old dog spent 3 years of her life in New York, and then came with us to North Carolina and lived quite a few years longer. When it was time for old Cindy to be put down, I hate that phrase, Carolyn was the one who had to take her to the vet. As usual, I was out of town on business. Well, that wasn't much of a story. It's just that I'll always remember that little puppy.